Okay. Uh-oh. I don't know why that looks like that. All right. We are live, baby. All right. That looks like that. There we go. We can. Oh, I'm getting it right. Getting it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yes. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? Yes. We are back with a live, with a serious one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Modern women in the child support system. Modern women in the child support system. There we go. Show will begin in about 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome everybody back to the Saturday edition of the Stephen Cartwright Show. And tonight's show will be modern women in the child support system. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get off into this one tonight because tonight's show is gonna spread a lot of real facts. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why young men look into this, even older men, falsely accused can can cost you your freedom, money, livelihood, even your life. This is one of the reasons why I brought it up. Even your life, your safety and security, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, that's why I encourage young people, listen at this live stream tonight. A lot of education is going to come out of this, and this is not about bashing women. This is not about tearing down anyone. This is just about the cold hard truth and protecting men, especially black men, from their lives being torn apart. There we go. Yeah. from their lives being torn apart. Believe me, ladies, believe me, gentlemen, what we're going to get into tonight can tear your life apart. Now, you're going to get people out here to say, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. And they know that they're lying. They know that this has been the truth for a great many years. For a lot of men. And we all know us as men, we don't want nothing. This is the presentation, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want nothing but fair treatment. But you can't get that in the courts. Can't get that in the courts, especially if it's a female judge. Even some of the men, you can't get a fair shake. I encourage all young men to take out the time to sit down with your friends and the older men too, to take out the time to sit down with your friends, your buddies, people that you know, and listen at this podcast. Listen at this one, because it is going to be some stuff that come out in this broadcast that can truly protect you from these people. And more, and if you follow the rules and you stay away from these things, it can keep you out of the graveyard. It can keep you out of jail. It can keep you out of ugly encounters. Because a lot of that young lady that you interested in, you know what I'm saying? We're not saying that they all bad. What I'm saying is the system is geared against you in order for you to fail. An institutional weapon to destroy men's financial means as a form of legalized monetary of income. It is not about children. It is all about money and power. All about money and power. Now understand this. The institution of the Attorney General's office is the weapon that they go to, that they use to destroy first, gentlemen, your self-esteem, your financial means, to create a life for yourself, putting you into servitude. I want you to think of it and compare that as a form, and I want you to think about it in the terms of even legalized slavery for another. Income so someone else can live better. And we are going to look at also too, even when a lot of ladies have multiple baby daddies. Don't tell me it ain't about income. Because we're gonna look at it like this here, gentlemen. Look at it. I mean, take a wide open eye and look at it. You know, a lot of men, they're in different tax brackets of income, money. This is something that a lot of young men and even older men got to understand. About income. This stuff puts you in servitude. Basically, they monetarily destroying your life. Oh, it don't end there. It ends it ends a whole lot deeper. Now, I'm just telling you, the Attorney General, that's who they use, the Attorney General. And we're going to get into the average $50,000 guy. Man making $50,000 a year. A man clearing $50,000 a year. I'm going to say roughly, and I think I'm lowballing it too. It's going to pay about, I'm going to say roughly probably about $700 a month in child support. And I think I'm lowballing it, and we're going to keep that away from, we didn't add in really the rest for insurance from a person's, from a lot of these men's employers. You have to remember, over an 18-year period, a man can be forced to pay out roughly about $300,000. And think about it now. Multiple baby daddies. You think it ain't about money and power? If a lady has multiple baby daddies, you think about that. If they got 6 kids by 5 and 6 different men, the child support system is going to do everything in the world, and the Attorney General's office is going to do everything in the world to see that they collect. And they're going to take a little bit of something. They're going to take a piece. They'll tell you they don't get in there. Oh, yes, they do too. They're taking a piece of that money before they send it to them right off the top. Oh, yes, they are too. Why do you think inside a lot of the courtrooms and a lot of the government agencies, they will not go 50-50? Why do you think they won't go 50-50? When it should be automatic 50-50. You think about that, gentlemen. And let's go back. Let's wind the clock. Let's wind back a little bit. What if you got 4 baby daddies? A woman have 4 baby daddies. She might have one. He may be making $50,000 a year. She might have another one. He may be making $70,000 a year. She might have another one that could be making 70, 2 of them making $75,000 a year. But she may have another one that could be making 100,000 plus. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen, over an 18-year period. And you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, you getting taken back and forth to court from 18 to 20 years to get a raise in pay. Remember, this is you paying this anywhere from 18 to 20 years. You think about that. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen, and think about it, gentlemen. Think about it clearly. That's coming. That kind of money rolling to one woman household at a time from multiple men. Let me tell y'all something. Let me be honest with you. In one household. In one household. Think about that. That's all that money. You go, and remember, it changes. The money changes with the income. Think about that, young men. Older guys, think about that. Changes. It changes because of the income. I think a man probably making over $100,000 a year or more. Shucks, you could pay me anywhere from $1,200 to $1,300 a month. I think that probably wind up being, oh my goodness. That could be, I mean, and that's not even including for that child's insurance. Man, you can find yourself paying, up to $1,800 to $20,000 a year. That's what I'm talking about, destroying you financially. Under the threat. Now we're going to get under the threat. Can destroy your lives. Under the threat. You are under the threat. Jail, financial ruins, even death. Even death. It is undeniable. Think about that. Multiple baby daddies. If they got 6 kids by 5 different men, that's 5 sets of income. Oh, these jokers are ingenious. And remember, you are under the threat of jail and prosecution. Financial ruins. It's more than just money you're financially ruined on. Hell, you can't even leave the country. $100,000. Just think about that, gentlemen. Keep into your head, like I'm telling you. What is the difference between slavery and this? Modern women in the child support system, the attorney general. What's the difference? Incentivized. Incentivization. Prosecutors monetarily award power and control. Courts use as a weapon institutional. Refusal to comply with all of this, equals imprisonment, death, financial ruins, entrapment, constantly entrapment. You entrapped. You can't leave the country. You can't apply for a passport. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm with you. Can you see the enslavement picture forming? Can you see it? I don't know about y'all, but I can. There has been many men dead in the streets, absorbing financial ruins. You can't even get a place to stay, for God's sakes. And what does having a place to live have anything to do with child support? And you can't even get a place to live. Think about it, gentlemen. They slap out, bum you, and it does nothing about any of the problems. Think about it, gentlemen. Think about it. Because you are unable to pay the price that they set for you. You see why they incentivize them to leave their marriages. You see? Incentivize them to leave their marriages, to break their homes, to manipulate their children. Tell me that modern day slavery is not forming without the whip. And some things are forming. That's when people put you in financial ruins today, send you to jail for things like that. Yeah, it's just like you're whipping them anyway. You're homeless. And getting now, a lot of people, they don't even want to hire you. But they have a problem with liberals and a lot of churches. They have a lot of churches. They have a problem with DNA testing. They got a problem with mandatory DNA testing. And you know what? You got all this power. And you don't even care nothing about the truth. That's why I told you, young men and older men. Do you really think that this is a joke? Or you think this is about slandering? Or taking down women? I don't think so. But that's the way that they'll line it up to be. See that enslavement picture? All for financial gain and power. Incentivized and empowered to destroy families without knowing the consequences. There we go. The ruthless Terminator the ruthless Terminator. That is how a lot of our communities got destroyed. Didn't care nothing about what was going on with our communities, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of us, ladies and gentlemen, when a lot of them be running, oh no, he's saying that about the women. Oh, they know exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. It's about power and division. Power and division. Power and division. Just a moment there, ladies and gentlemen. Just a moment. All right. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Going live. It's all right here. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Going live. It's all right here. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. Just one moment there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I just had to make sure all the connections are connecting well. And yes, uh, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we're talking about a lot of the ladies are incentivized to abuse their marriages. Sure is. Abandon their marriages. I mean, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Modern women in the child support system, assisted by the attorney general. And they think that we're not looking at everything while they busy going along. Oh, we got the power. Oh, no. Oh, no. And I say this to a lot of young men as I keep moving on through this. You think that it's not modern day slavery when you are forced and you have no say whether if a child comes into this world or even if they abort it? No say. No say at all. Modern women and the child support system. You know, let me tell you what those people be doing. They be advocating. They say they're advocating for children. No, for modern women's gains and how they can oppress your behind. That's why they incentivize and powered for destroying their families without knowing the consequences. Consequences are heavy now. Let me tell you what I run into a lot and that I talk to a lot. I talk to a lot of women. A lot of women have multiple baby daddies, have children by multiple men. Can you imagine? I spoke with a lady the other day. She got 8 kids by 6 different men. You know what she said? Ain't none of them about squat. Sure did. I said, oh, they all ain't about squat, but they're all paying child support. Even talked about the one that was making over $100,000 a year. But he ain't squat. Said he won't buy the kids nothing, but you receiving $1,300 a month. But he ain't squat. But you got all those other baby daddies paying all that money out too. Let me tell y'all something, gentlemen. If you look at all the money that's going off into that lady's house, and you think about that, all that money flowing in over an 18-year period. They enslaving the hell out their asses. She enslaving the hell out of their asses. Most certainly is. Dropping a dime on them. Oh, I can think of more instances. I've met some 6 kids, 4 different men, 8 kids, 4 different men, 6 kids, 6 different men. Oh, I've seen them all. Don't y'all know 70% of women in the black community have multiple kids by multiple men? 70%. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Modern day slavery. What is the difference? No whip. The difference is destroying you financially to financial ruins. The justice system, the police, child manipulation, grown men plus growing men, and even plus assassinations. You can be killed. You can be killed. It's not even something like, there's no difference. Only just a whip. Ain't no difference. But you got to work and you going to pay that money. If not, they coming to get you. They going to put you outdoors. They going to keep you outdoors. So the chances of finding you is more easier. With you being outdoors. That's why they want you outdoors. That's why they want you outdoors. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that. We got more to come tonight. When we come back, we're going to get into what they call, when you marry, community property. We're going to take a 5-minute intermission, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back. 3 to 5 minutes. Let's make that 3 to 5 minute intermission, and we'll be back. Yeah. Warn these young people. Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's get back into it. All right. All right. Let's get back up into it. Government should not be in marriages. They should not be involved. Government should not be involved in marriages. No. Government should not be involved in marriages. Because when they get involved in things, all they do is gear it for separation. Community property. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, and I know this is the only reason why men go along with it, because the only reason why men they are not going along with it anymore, because there's no how can I say this? There's no gain into being married today. They're talking about 50-50. No. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if I was married and my wife out earned me, she out earned me. She bought a house. Just say she had a house before me. Or whichever the case may be, it doesn't matter. Most men, they're not coming after that woman's house. I know I'm not coming after something that don't belong to me. Most men don't. But women, they will. Because they call it, then it becomes community property. I don't care if she started out earning me during the marriage. That is her money. But they don't see it like that for you. They sure don't. They will take that, and the government gonna help them. Judges, they're gonna help them. It became community property. You ever hear them? Boy, it reminds me of something else, ladies and gentlemen. Don't it remind you of, like, when they get mad at another country that has a resource, that has, natural resources? They'll say then, like, the world's oil. Or when they start talking about children, they'll start saying something like, our children. Ain't your damn children, ain't your damn all. Same thing here. When they want an unfair advantage. Modern women pull it all the time. That's why I named this video Modern Women and the Child Support System. This is how they beat the hell out of you. And I say to young men, going out and having kids by a bunch of multiple different women, or any of these modern women that fat. Not all, but you better be damn careful when you mess with any of them. But there's more options. You know, it is a risk. Community property normally destroys the men. And I speak of women too. Let me get into one woman. Let's talk about it. And I believe that they treated this woman unfairly. And there's no way that she should have went through what she went through. And I'm going to speak of Mary J. Blige. Mary J. shouldn't have lost all her money like that. But women have to understand, don't get me wrong, I sympathize with her. But women have to understand, men been going through with that for years. Years and years. Years and years. Men been going through with that for years. No, I think that's the reason why I solely believe that government should not be involved in marriage. We should jump the broom, the class up, and we were married. But marrying modern women now today, no. I don't think so. Should the child support system be abolished? Basically, people, this is how communities are. One of the ways how communities are being destroyed: government use of children, women, homosexuality, to enforce a unhealthy environment for men. Child support should be, they ought to abolish it. It should be abolished. Because it's done more harm than good. Sure have. Let's get into the harm that it's done. Is one of the primary reasons why you see so many men out on the streets. So many men shot by police Oh, yeah, young men. Lots of men been shot by the police because the women would get angry at the men because they couldn't afford the child support money that was set for them. And the man come over and try to see his child. The woman called the police, and she calls the police because, number one, she know that man got a warrant. Number two, the man either get humiliated in jail or run for his freedom, especially if the cops there. So many of them done been shot in the back, shot dead in the streets. It just is what it is. It ain't bashing anybody. It's just the truth. Check the facts out for yourself. Or if you're anybody they want me to fact check it and give you the numbers, I can give them to you. I definitely can give them to you. Certainly can. Child support should be abolished or be cut down. I think it should be cut down so much. And no child support should not be received until, financial means for kids until DNA testing is mandatory. And only a set amount of money should be set at a specific dollar amount. Just because the husband go get rich, that don't mean that the wife is supposed to get rich or the child is supposed to get rich just because the husband get rich or the wife gets rich. No. No. Hell, they just coming up off of you. And all at the same time, remember, people, the system getting a piece of it. You think about it, ladies and gentlemen. You look at Kanye West. Their mothers. The mother of his children, Kim, is a billionaire. But they still ordered Kanye to pay $200,000 a month. Tell me that system ain't geared against men. And I'll show you a person that's been living under a rock. Now, why in the world they gonna order child support? Why is the government involved in that when both of the parents is made a billionaire and multimillionaires? You don't even need child support. Those people, they don't even need to be involved in that. Why are you involved in that? Those children got it made regardless. Doesn't make any difference. I say to all young men and older men, I say this to the older men. You done made it past that threshold. Don't go back out there and stick your neck back out there in it, because I'm going to tell you something. They'll enslave your old ass too. Young men, If you're going to have children and you want children, be sure to have a child by a woman that is worthy. Stop going around out there and just spreading your seed to any woman that want to open her legs to you. Let's get back off into it. Men lose their children, their freedom. What's the difference? Harsh reality and jail system and the prison industrial complex. Women raising boys is double standards, but when it comes to children, primarily boys that's not yours, children, them boys is not yours. What I'm saying, ladies, those boys are not yours. They love to scream out and they want control of these boys. Hear me out. They want control of these boys. They have a right to say, oh, my body, my choice. Let me tell you something. That body on the inside of you ain't yours. But when them kids come into the world, that ain't your body and it ain't your choice. See, that's where the courts got it all messed up at. Oh, they always think the mother is the better parent when they know that the statistics, I'm talking about studied statistics, say otherwise. Men raise children better than women. Oh, yes, they do, but they want to ignore those facts. They want to ignore those facts. Sure do. Yep. Oh, this is a long show tonight here, baby. This is to warn all of these young men up out here. And older men too, that may think about slipping. We can't afford to be slipping. Women raise these young boys to fail. And when men fail, society does too. Nobody don't care about their thoughts or their mascara. Let me tell you something, gentlemen, about the exploitation of children. Attorney General's office and judges. You ever notice? There's a lot of female judges. They don't base their judgment off of logic and facts. And they say, well, I'm using the law. Well, you're manipulating it. Also to favor the woman. I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm just going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Women, but the majority of women, you raise kids badly. You don't believe me? Look at the percentage in the prisons. Look at all the little feminized little young boys up out there. I'm going to tell you. I'll say this again, and I'm going to say this to young men. You want a lot of your manhood? Cut your hair. Look like a man. Keep your hair cut nice and neat. And if you're going to have those little dreadlocks on your head, don't have them things all long like a woman's hair. Don't swing around like a woman's hair. Cut your hair. Make it short. Shorten it up. This is so opponents of any kind. This is why men start cutting their hair short. It's less to grab. You leave yourself open when you have that long hair like that. Modern women in the child support system, how they feminize these kids and how they make, they go along with every other group so they can get a false victory that leads to a road to nowhere. Understand this, young men, and older men too. Y'all should understand this here too. You cannot be allowing yourselves to get caught up in the system. The system will burn you and destroy you and chew you until you have no more juice and then spit you out all over again. Any of y'all ever been into these attorney general's offices? All you see in there are feminists. That's all you see. Bunch of damn feminists. Just feminists. The attorney general office and law officers, judges notice their people are fair. They are unfair to men. The key is stop voting for women, man. Stop voting for them. Because they have proven themselves to have an ugly agenda against men. Oh, yeah. They can sit there and say, no, that ain't true all they want to. Bullshit. Bullshit. Now, you can be a dummy if you want to. Dummies always find themselves being replaced by another dummy. Believe that. Because they are going to discriminate against you. Women that are in power, even through false allegations, ask any black man. They gonna believe that woman through them false allegations that she put up against you. You wind up losing thousands of dollars in the court system under false allegations. I say this again to you, gentlemen. When you go back and you look at Jerry Springer, Maury Potridge, Sally Jesse Raphael, Steve Wilkos, you look at all of these shows and they holler, you the daddy, you sorry, no good son of a B. You a deadbeat, you this, you that. You have to remember, hundreds of millions of people are watching this. And when they see it, and they look at you and they see it, and they come back, oh, you are not the father. It's in those people's mind that you are a sorry son of a bee. You are deadbeat. And they always talking about, I be listening to Laura Lake too. Forget her. Oh, we gonna respect women in here. No, y'all need to get your damn facts together. Sure do. Man, I see a lot. And it's all geared against men. All of it is. Ask any black man. That is not involved. That is not involved with the church. See, because a lot of the men that be going up in them churches, they'll lie for these women. They'll lie and they'll twist that Bible. They'll twist their words. They'll do all of that stuff. They'll lie. They'll twist everything. Just so to be pleasing with these women. These churches. Anything to try to make themselves right. And they know that they're doing devious things. They know that they are, gentlemen. Believe that. They know that they are. So you have to be mindful of these people in these churches. You just can't trust them. And I encourage, I'm fixing to do a special about them too. Because guess what? When they want something did, guess what? Governments, child support people, the supporters of it, wants their votes, they go straight up in there, people. Why do y'all think so many men left the church? See, men have to answer to God. I want to see a whole lot of them when they have to go face up before. They think they're going to walk through them pearly gates. They think they just going to walk through the gate and they just going to rise up in the kingdom of heaven and they're going to be safe and sound. No, some of y'all asses going straight to hell. And I ain't scared to tell you ass that. Y'all finna bust hell wide open. I'll let you know. Yeah, you're going. Supposed to be the keepers of God's word. Yeah, sure you were. It's not hatred for women. If you check the facts, abortion rates, deaths, how many lives that have been destroyed, men's lives, shortened by the police, courts refuse to escort. Undeniable facts. The numbers show everything. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about abortion. Let me stick this. This is just in the black community alone. Since 1973, this is 2023. We're going to put it roughly in a 40-year time span. 20 million abortions has been performed in the black community alone since the passage of Roe v. Wade in 1973. That is 500,000 children a year in the black community being aborted over a 40-year time span. Think about that. Over a 40-year time span. And you got to remember, before Roe v. Wade was passed in 1973, 17 states, I'm talking about the black community, 17 states, abortion was legal. Think about it, gentlemen. We're not talking about just 20 million. Undeniable facts. The description. All these people was in this decision making when all of this started happening. That's why I say government should not be in marriage. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I am getting ready to bring this show to a close tonight. Getting ready to bring this show to a close. And I want to close out saying this, ladies and gentlemen, to young people. You have to watch what you do in this world, especially with the modern woman. And because they didn't teach the girls, a whole heck of a lot. They didn't. Your life can be ruined in an instant. This is something that a lot of young men should understand, should be brought to understand. Your life can be ruined with wrong decision. And besides, I'm going to tell you something. You have to be careful. Why would you want to put yourself through something like that? Why would you want to treat your life like that? You have to ask yourself that. It's not worth it. You have far too many options. The world is a big place. I say this to young men. The world is a big place. And it's got a lot to offer. But to the modern, westernized woman, better be careful. Don't put yourself in position to be financially ruined or even to have your life taken over a dead man on a piece of paper. Because you can take that to where other places where women are going to respect you and love you for you, and not and that has been raised to be wives, and that is going to protect your image. Something that a lot of preachers don't tell women. Well, y'all know we got a bunch of sorry male preachers. We do. Just a bunch of coochies. I tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to bring this live stream to a close. And I hope a lot of you young men learned a lot tonight. And hear that, please don't destroy your life behind no girl. or no one. You're too important. You are so important, young men. This is not about even the hatred of women. It is to snap them and let them know that we are not playing games with you. You're not going to ruin us. And it's either our way or our way or nothing. Our children, we can have children with women that was raised to be wives. Have children that was raised to be wives. Don't be hearing that, because men, I say this, and then then I shut down this podcast. Your life have meaning too. And from the Stephen Cartwright Show, and to everybody that watches the Stephen Cartwright Show, and of course, peace out. Long show, but it was worth it. Worth every minute, every second. And I wouldn't take none of it back. Some of these people, they need to get their lives right. All right.